It was a dark night of February 1580s when Sarmiento, an astronomer, a scholar, a mathematician, an explorer, and the first person to step into the Pacific, experienced something unusual. He saw something in the sky and he anchored his ship. He noted that experience in his journal as: "Tonight we saw a round thing appear, reddish like a fire, like a shield, that rose up into the sky on the wind." These words were translated in article The First Recorded Aurora Australis, and it was written by John Simpson. At that time, Sarmiento was experiencing the beautiful phenomena of Aurora Borealis. And aurora can be in different colors from red to green, and mostly it appears in green in color. It can be found in areas which are near to either the North Pole or the South Pole. The reason I chose this topic was because I have been very curious in nature since I was a kid, and this curiosity led me towards being an astronomical enthusiast. And I have been researching and educating myself on the same topic for the last 3 years. This speech covers the background of aurora, how they are formed, what are the effects of aurora on Earth, and there is one more exciting fact that I will reveal at the end of the speech. So stay tight if you want to know that fact. Let's start with the background. In quoting Eric Betts in 1618, Galileo termed Aurora Borealis after the name of Roman goddess Aurora. In 1859, we discovered that aurora is a scientific phenomena in nature, and later in 1880s we were able to describe that how actually the aurora is formed. Wrapping up from the background, moving towards that how this beautiful phenomena occurs. So there are only three factors which should occur line by line in order to create an aurora. The first is the solar particles that comes from the sun towards the earth. In the article differentiating diffuse aurora based on phenomenology, the immediate cause of aurora is the precipitation of electrons and protons in the atmosphere. So whenever those solar particles try to enter into Earth, they disturb the magnetic field of Earth a little bit and somehow manage to enter into the atmosphere. When they react with the atmosphere, they cause this beautiful phenomenon of aurora, and we are able to see that the sky has turned into a different color, which is unusual. The concerning part is that during this entire factor, the magnetic field of Earth is disturbed. So how aurora can actually affect Earth? Every time we see an aurora, that means the magnetic field was disturbed. That means that the magnetic field have to create itself again, and every time it creates itself again, it's more weaker, which can cause the other cosmic rays to enter into the earth, and we don't want cosmic rays. Those are dangerous for mankind to exist. So the beautiful phenomena can be destructive for our planet. And the last thing that I was supposed to the last thing that I was supposed to share, which I mentioned at the beginning, that the exciting fact is that Earth is not the only planet that experience auroras. And in the article, response of Jupiter's and Saturn's auroral activity to solar wind, aurora can occur in Jupiter and Saturn as well due to the solar winds. I was dumbfounded to know this fact, and I realized that the more we know about this phenomena, the more we feel that we are less aware about the earth and the natural phenomena around us. So, in summarizing the entire speech, we covered that in 1580s was the time when aurora was recorded in written form, till 1880s when aurora was actually described, and we were able to find out that how it's formed, and it is formed because of the solar particles coming towards Earth, which disturbs the magnetic field, react with the atmosphere, and are able to show us the beautiful aurora. This magnetic field that get disturbed can be very destructive, as it can allow the cosmic rays to enter into the Earth as well. And lastly, we also learned that aurora can occur in other planets as well. I hope you enjoyed the speech, and I hope I was able to provide some of the information which could be useful for you. Last but not the least, I would like to share a quote by Albert Einstein. Nature conceals her mystery by her essential grandeur. Thank you for listening to me.